I have been hearing voices all my life. Violent, cruel voices. Some even sound like me, my own voice, but I don't speak them out loud. They instead scream in my mind. It's all in my head, doctors explained. They gave me pills, they had me go through intense therapy. I followed all their recommendations. The voices just wouldn't go away. I'm sick and tired of it. The voices tell me to commit heinous crimes, to hurt people. I can't do it. It was time to end it all. I bought the prescription pills to help me sleep. I gulped down a handful of them and filled the bathtub to the brim. I get inside and lay down, waiting for it all to be over. Just as I feel myself beginning to fall asleep, barely able to move at all, sinking deeper and deeper into the water. I see it. I see her. She looks just like me in every single way, except for that cruel smile. I know why I heard my own voice in my head now. It wasn't me. It was her all along. She winks at me horribly and waves goodbye. She'll take my place now, and I can do nothing but fall asleep and allow darkness to devour me. This is it. This is where it all ends. She was back. The entire town was in awe. Melissa disappeared 20 years ago when she was just a 40-year-old child. She was all grown up the day she returned, a beautiful, quiet young woman. 2 decades ago, her parents had rushed to the local police in a mad panic, telling a horrible story about a man kidnapping their little girl and running away with her. They had searched for Melissa for years. People organized vigils and volunteers to help in daily research parties, but she never showed up. As the months turned into years, people slowly began to lose hope, but their parents still were heartbroken. No one blamed them. How could they accept their little girl would never return to them? But now Melissa is finally back. She had shown up at the police station and her identity had promptly been confirmed thanks to her fingerprints. The news traveled through town like wildfire. Two were folks gathered around the police station to welcome her back, before her parents took her home. No one understood, thought, why Jim and Lucy looked so pale. Perhaps they were just in shock to finally have Melissa back. Surely they were incredibly gleeful about seeing their little girl again. Lucy and Jim, however, were not happy. They didn't smile as they entered their home followed by Melissa. How could they, when they had buried her 20 years ago, right after the accident? Jim got violent when he was drunk. He truly hadn't meant to hit his little girl in the head. Not that hard. When they had made the story about the kidnapper up in order to avoid jail time, how could their daughter be there now, when they knew exactly where her body was hidden, below a new layer of cement they had covered the hole in the basement with?
Huge shout out to our Reddit friend for giving us a spreadsheet of stories that were made by Artizi. Of course, not all of them were made by Artizi, but every single one that is labeled with horror will be presented in our next videos. Thank you both.